So we have the Grenache Rosé, the 2019 Grenache Rosé from Fairplay. Grenache may be a varietal that you're not familiar with. It's grown several places in the world, kind of more known in the Rhone region of France is where you find Grenache. Maybe you've heard GSM, Grenache Syrah, Mourvedre. It's a great blending grape, but also wonderful on its own. And one of my favorite varietals to use in the making of rosé. Generally, with Grenache, you are going to find a dry rosé. I personally don't know of any Grenache rosé with residuals, but there's a lot of wine in the world, so it's possible. Grenache brings with it a cranberry character and even some spiciness in general, but also lighter. So Grenache is a red grape. Rosés are made in a few different ways, but in general, they are made with red wines, and it has to do with how long the skin contact is there for we leave it long enough to make this beautiful salmon color. It's one of my, also a lovely thing about rosés are the different stages of colors that you get depending on the kind of varietal that you use. A Pinot Noir rosé would present quite differently. We see a lot of Pinot Noir rosés that are made in the US. Here where we are in the El Dorado Hills in Fairplay, Grenache is grown a lot. It's a really nice growing region for Grenache, so it was just kind of a natural choice for this rosé. So if we pour it, we're gonna smell it. So with rosé, there's some tells, right? Cherry is one, cranberry is one. So generally what I would call the brighter red fruits: cherry, cranberry, strawberry, also watermelon. Sometimes you can get more diverse and you can talk about the different kinds of cherries. Is this more of like a Bing cherry or even like a candied maraschino cherry, or do we have something, a Rainier cherry, which this is more a Rainier cherry that comes from Washington. There's a little bit more crisp tartness to it. Cranberry for sure. So, and watermelon, but sometimes I also describe the rind of the watermelon, not the green part, but the white part that's all the way close to the rind. That's also something that I often get in rosés, especially dry rosés. This one, for sure the Rainier cherry, for sure the cranberry, and where I grew up in Kentucky, we like to salt our watermelon, and this has a salted watermelon quality to it. There's some salinity as well that just adds to the minerality of the wine, and it finishes really crisp and beautiful. There's a little floral quality to this, but not the overtly gardenia jasmine kind of white flower. This is more of kind of in the weed family, but I think a lovely smell, and it makes me think of home again in Kentucky, Queen Anne's lace. So there's almost a greenness to the white flower in this rosé.